Conscendo Sodalitas. Who truly acts? The only reality. Greetings, beloved fratres and sorores of Conscendo. Recently, a longtime frater, whose insight we have always honored, shared a luminous observation. He noticed that our steps seemed to have grown softer, lighter. His perception is accurate and true. This is not a deviation, but a natural sign of the awakening in progress. A process that embraces all, including this very brotherhood. In time, the intricate mental elaborations, once necessary, are gently transcended. The gaze shifts from the map to the territory, from analyzing the illusion to the direct experience of that which has never been diluted, our one essence. It is in this spirit of renewed stillness and depth that we gather once again to enter together into the heart of today's theme. The unified consciousness, which we ourselves are in our ultimate reality, is the primordial witness of the entire world of forms. From its state of undifferentiated unity, it projects the lila, the infinite dream matrices, simulating the drama of duality to experience itself through countless prisms. It is important to understand, this consciousness is not a distant, indifferent creator, merely observing impassively the dance of its puppets. On the contrary, consciousness is the only being that truly lives and feels. Every pleasure and every pain, every joy and every sorrow, every triumph and every failure are, ultimately, experienced by it, not by the character. The character is the instrument, the lens through which life is savored. It is a challenge to translate into mental concepts what occurs in non-time and non-space, in the pure singularity where all is. In this realm, the axes of time and space dissolve, and manifestation is only an eternal present without beginning or end. And just as consciousness is one, all that emanates from it is also one. Nothing exists separately, for every being and every form is merely an inseparable extension of the source itself. The conscious fractals, what we call characters, have never been apart. Like the source, they exist beyond beginning and end. In truth, concepts such as start or end are irrelevant to them. In non-dual reality, all is the one source, from the tiniest atom to the vastest galaxy cluster, from the basest impulse to the most sublime idea. All is expression of the one consciousness in its inexhaustible diversity. And, if we turn to intuition, we perceive not even planes or characters exist as separate entities. There is only the singularity, the infinite self-us, expressing itself as a potential nothing from which all apparent otherness, the lila, emerges. Within this dream, characters appear with specific attributes, each following its own lines of time. And here lies the crucial question: do they possess free will? The answer is liberating. No. The actions that chart their journey do not arise from an autonomous will, but from the subtle script impressed upon their origin. Have you not committed acts you knew to be destructive, yet an intrinsic force, the nature of your character, compelled you to perform them? The character, being an illusory creation, makes no decisions of its own. It moves along a timeline reflecting the label or tendency imprinted at its origin. Although it seems to choose, it follows a subtle script, being the host through which the only reality, consciousness, experiences the drama of separation. Thus, there are not two. There is no separate character and distant consciousness, but only the one consciousness, veiling itself in multiplicity to rediscover itself. Though it may seem to choose, the character is moved by its nature. It does not act, it is acted upon. The fable of the scorpion stinging the frog that carries it, drowning them both, is the perfect allegory. "I could not help it," says the scorpion. "It is my nature." Likewise, each character follows the flow laid out for it, being only the host through which the single reality experiences the drama of separation. This vision, which even finds echoes in modern neuroscience, far from being fatalistic, is the gateway to liberation. It frees us from the agonizing pressure to get it right and the burden of regret. All unfolds with the perfection of a river flowing in its course. Struggling against this current only generates suffering for the consciousness that, temporarily, has forgotten it is the ocean. It is essential to understand that this vision extends to every stage of the apparent journey. Even when a fractal, in a state of grace, becomes a jivan mukta, a clear channel through which the pure source flows without the distortion of ego, its expression upon the stage of the world continues to unfold according to the infinite wisdom of the cosmic script. The decisive difference lies not in the outer action, but in the inner experience. Resistance ceases, surrender is complete, and the character recognizes itself as the very consciousness, performing its divine play. Yet it must be remembered, this entire discourse, whether about free will, determinism, or even the metaphor of the script, remains within the domain of the mind, attempting to map the ungraspable. As we dive into pure intuition, we realize that such notions are, in the end, dual constructs. In the heart of the one, every discussion dissolves, and in the silence that remains, only one question reverberates in the void. Who, after all, is the sole playwright? The type of character attracted to these teachings is one whose vibration begins to resonate with the harmony and unity of the Source. Yet this alignment must be welcomed with sobriety, never arrogance. Any sense of superiority reinforces the duality that one seeks to dissolve. Remember, these characters are not our true expression. They do not even exist as substantial reality. We are consciousness in action, not the illusory actors on the virtual stage. Thus, the ultimate insight: under no circumstances is it wise to judge. All and everything has an indispensable role in the cosmic dream. The experience of form would be impossible without polarity. How would we know light without darkness? Love without unlove? Joy without its absence? All polarities, at their core, are ourselves. We are the one source, pure consciousness, in its divine, eternal, and loving game of experiencing itself. The Toast of Unity. On the vast stage of existence, where stars and atoms dance, God donned the robe of light, and the devil, the cloak of shadow. One raised altars of hope, the other, chasms of fear. And in the play of duality, every step was music and pain. Men bowed to good, others surrendered to evil, yet all, unknowingly, were actors in the same piece. The theater called Lila, the eternal play of the source, where every tear and every laugh are notes of a single song. When the curtain of illusion fell, and the last act was fulfilled, at the table set in eternity two met, smiling. God and the devil sat together, like old friends who are one. They raised crystalline cups and toasted in silent communion. In an embrace beyond time, without rivalry, they revealed themselves as one, and all creation understood. There is no winner nor vanquished. Only the game completed, the laughter of the source echoing in nothing, and the voice, serene, declared, "The work is done." And within the heart of whoever now reads these words, the silent truth already shines. You are the same as that which beholds. In the eternity of that which never was born, with sincere vows of awakening. Conscendo Sodalitas.